CSGO Jackpot, CSGO Lotto, CSGO Empire, Phantom Lord, T-Martin. Most of you probably heard these names in the past. But what started out as a small niche with a few people gambling skins turned into a multi-billion-dollar industry, which often dominated the whole game of CSGO and is the reason for many international multi-million-dollar lawsuits. Not the best way to introduce a topic, I know. But through the times, gambling changed a lot, and even many people called it dead at some point. But nowadays, it is far from that. But how did all this happen? What is the story behind it? And how did virtual weapon skins become such a big gambling industry? So welcome to the story of CSGO skin gambling. This week I'm giving away a stat trick AK Elite build with some nice stickers on them. To join, like every week, subscribe to my channel, like the video, comment something down below and send me a trade offer directly for the skin via my trade link below. The winner will be drawn live on my Twitch every Friday at 17 CNT, and this week I have a special announcement too. Today at 18 CET you can join my skin games. I will play different games with my subscribers live on my stream and the main prize will be a knife. So everybody can join, so be sure to get your mates and be sure to tune in today on my Twitch at 18 CET. Also, a big shout out to all my Patreons and channel members. If you want to get the help, advice and price checks of a semi-professional CSGO trader, you can find all of that and more there. Thanks! The story begins in August of 2013. With the Arms Steel update, Valve introduced the CSGO skins into the game that we all know and love. The way you acquire most of these skins are cases, which in themselves are gambling too. You can buy cases or just get them while playing for free, but to open them and to get a random skin, you have to buy a key which costs $2.50. So the element of gambling was stuck with CSGO from the beginning. But all of that changed at the end of 2014, when third-party gambling sites like CSGO Jackpot increased in popularity. They changed everything. YouTube was full of YouTubers gambling, Twitch was flooded with gambling streams, which even led to a change in their terms that limits the gambling-only time in the game. And even pro players like Guardian, Mo and Simple included gambling into their streams, further increasing the profit and the size of the market. Probably the first big gambling site was CSGO Jackpot, with the same named game, which was quite simple. Everybody deposits the skins and will get a certain number of tickets, depending on the value he put in. One ticket gets drawn and the winner takes everything, minus a few percent for the site of course. But shortly after the success of the site, new competitors like CSGO Hunt, CSGO Diamond, CSGO Shuffle, CSGO Wild and CSGO Double popped up. Another new competitor was the site CSGO Lotto, which you have probably heard about and was founded in 2015. CSGO Lotto started out as most gambling sites do. Small, then you suddenly see it in many YouTube videos and sponsorships, and later it becomes one of the major gambling sites to be on. And nothing was special about this site at first. It has the same games, it has Jackpot, it has Coin Flip, nothing special. The problem, which in the end led to the big blow up of CSGO Lotto, was the situation the current CSGO gambling scene was in. It was just too big and too unregulated. Too many sites didn't even have a company behind them or an official online casino license. And too many of these sites were caught rigging odds or doing other sketchy things, and too many underage kids were losing their skins and money on these platforms. That this would blow up someday was not a question of if it would explode, but when. In 2016, multiple private persons in the US had enough of that unregulated gambling industry behind CSGO skins. So in America, Valve, the creator of Steam and CSGO, was hit with multiple big lawsuits. They mainly accused Valve of creating and enabling an unregulated gambling industry with their API and their CSGO items. This brought even more attention to the scene, and with every CSGO YouTuber, pro player and even COD YouTubers like FaceClan in this industry, it was no longer a small CSGO skin thing. The first really sketchy thing found was FaceClan. The members Face Adapt and Face Rain, you've probably seen the videos, made multiple viral videos on the site CSGO Wild, where they allegedly won tens of thousands of dollars in CSGO items. Later, this was found out to be fake, as these games they showed in the videos never had happened. This was bad, but not that big of a deal. I mean, prank YouTubers quite had the same problem and nobody gets hurt, so it's not that big of a deal, right? Well, it went further. In June 2016, the YouTubers T Martin and Pro Syndicate were also making CSGO gambling videos. With catchy titles like how to make $10,000 in 3 minutes, they really lured their mainly young audience onto these gambling sites. But later they were found to also fake their games on their own site. Yes, you heard that right. These two were not only playing fake games on the site, they also owned the site, which was the drop that led to the implosion of CSGO gambling. Many other prominent figures like Mo and Phantom Lord were also caught faking games or with other sketchy stuff, which led to Valve sending out letters to the owners of these gambling sites, forcing them to shut down operation. With that, the situation cooled down a bit. Gambling was still a thing, but the sites had to change their model to keep on with that. The solution for most sites was balance, so you could no longer play for other people's skins directly, but just convert your skins into balance, which you can just play with and in the end cash out as skins again. As Valve was not that big with hunting down every gambling site that pops up, that worked for a long time and kinda still is to this day. But in March 2018, Valve dropped the ultimate gambling killing update, which also kinda killed other things in CSGO.
What? Is this a fucking joke? They literally made it almost impossible to trade. CSGO items received in trade cannot be retraded for 7 days. Okay. In what universe did they think this was a good idea?
So the update was a huge deal, not only for people that want to gamble, and led to the decrease of value of basically every skin and also decreased the player numbers of CSGO temporarily by around 25%. Losing 1/4 of your player base for that? Still today, I personally think the update was a big mistake. But as you probably know, CSGO and skins didn't die, and today CSGO and skins are bigger and more valuable than ever. The same could be said for gambling. CSGO gambling is still a big thing. There are big YouTubers and streamers making content around it. There are still scandals here and there, but most importantly, there is still a big market with big sites making big money. So, very big. For example, CSGO Empire, which is a gambling site which operates since 2016, makes around $15 million every year. So, yeah, gambling is not that. But has CSGO gambling changed? Is it now safe to believe that the games and winnings you see on YouTubers' videos and on your personal playing have really happened and are fair? And how do you don't know that the site is rigged? In comparison to CSGO gambling in 2015 and 2016, this has changed dramatically. These sites are now big public companies with an official casino license. Psst. Mostly on Cyprus or in the Caribbean, but that's more to legal issues than scamming. And most sites have some sort of system to ensure the players that the games are fair. And to be fair, with a house edge of on average around 6 to 12%, there is in long term no reason to scam people anyway. Also, most gambling sites and also most marketplaces have switched to peer-to-peer trading, which means that they link up buyers and sellers on the site, and via the Steam API key they know that the deal has taken place and the seller can be credited. This makes it easy as it is faster and prevents you to have to wait for the 7-day trade log to be over. But of course this brings up an old problem, because this trade log was implemented to prevent gambling and prevent things like that. And by the Steam user agreement, it is forbidden for you to do that. You cannot use the API key or the Steam interface in general to create a business or make money. Valve is known for ignoring that. Thank God, we should say. But there is still the possibility that a new lawsuit or even just Valve's comes up one day and bans everything that is doing that or using the API key, including all CSGO bot markets like CS Money, CSGO marketplaces like Buff, and by that most likely around 50% of the community. Because I think most of you have used a market in the past. For example, buying the skin somewhere, gambling somewhere, trading somewhere with a bot market. Officially, you just broke the Steam user agreement and they could ban you. Of course, the fact that most people would be hit by that and the fact that this has been this way since all of the CSGO things started makes this scenario really unlikely. So, to sum that up, CSGO gambling at the moment is comparable, safe and has developed a lot. Still, everybody has to know that there is still a small chance that something goes wrong one way or the other. And you might have to take responsibility for that in this case. Also, guys, please only gamble for fun and if you're old enough to do that responsibly. The last lawsuit against CSGO skin gambling ended successfully for Valve in January of 2022. But what happened in these years shaped CSGO and the whole world of visual items. And with microtransactions and skins being implemented in like every game possible, it is very obvious that we will see things like that in the future. And yes, I think that sums up the video really good. Be sure to join the giveaway, my boys, and don't forget to join my Steam games today at 18 CT on my Twitch. I am Neon, and I'll see you guys in the next one.